Sometime before now, in my mind, and soon in yours, there was a world of expressions. No expression could claim to be better than another expression, and each one understood the other. If you've been to a rave dropping ecstasy, you know what I'm talking about. Eventually, these expressions started to use words. Patches of words, like this sentence, gave the expressions shape. These expressions became opinions. All of the opinions held on to that sense of equality that came from having been an expression. Since all words were found, discovered, shared amongst all opinions, none could claim superiority or ownership. Actually, most opinions were given shape by the words of other opinions. Words were not owned, and many opinions enjoyed being shared. I know, I'm describing plagiarism, but try leaving your capitalism outside of my story. Copyright 2008. The opinions existed in an egalitarian world. For most opinions, such a world was bliss, but one of those really big buts that interferes with the tale. Some of the opinions began believing that they should find powerful words, cold, hard, strong words, to shape the expressions inside. These opinions began to separate themselves from other opinions in order to protect their words from being shared. They now saw words as their property. These opinions left other opinions. They weren't bad, not in an I will rule the universe sort of way. These opinions were simply caught up in loving their words so much that they wanted to hold on to them forever. They wanted to protect them. They no longer wanted to share the words they had. Perhaps they simply missed the point of words. Either way, they left in search of powerful words that they could claim for themselves and to protect them. And so, they searched, and searched, and kept searching. And then, well, I guess they just kept searching. Eventually, thankfully, they gave up their search for these new words. In their long, very long, search for words, they came to realize that if they wanted powerful words, they would have to create these words themselves. I know you're wondering why they didn't just do that in the first place, but please keep in mind that these are opinions, not thoughts. That's a different story. The copyright's pending. These wayward opinions began to fashion new words. Let's just take for granted that they managed to pick up an anvil, a hammer, knowledge of metallurgy, blacksmithing, and a bit of engineering, so we can keep the story going. The suspension of disbelief is really pushing the limits now, isn't it? These opinions encased themselves inside the new words, and as the words had been fashioned by the opinions were now shaped by the words. They saw themselves as a new form of opinion, different from those soft, disorderly, weak opinions they'd left. These new opinions would now be called the SIS. Compelled by a need to be given a new purpose to go with their new name, the SIS sought a new way of understanding the world. With this need came the rise of two dictators of structure and form, Mila and Appa. Mila and Appa put the SIS within a logic that saw the world as a subject of study, rather than a place to experience. The SIS, placed within this logic, built upon an assumption that there was a world separate of the SIS, created a place to maintain such isolation. Universe City. For some reason, Universe City, like many other universe cities in our world, was placed on a hill. You'd think someone would figure out that building on hills makes for bad parking. Isolated from the rest of the world, the SIS soon found a fundamental flaw in the newfound logic that was called the dialectic. The SIS, removed from the world in a universe city, and locked within strong, powerful words, had a difficult time fashioning new opinions to add to the SIS. There was a strength lost in those soft, disorderly, weak words. Opinions, unlike the SIS, share words freely. The SIS, Mila, and Appa, the belief that words can be owned, ultimately restricts the creation of new opinions, isolates, and restricts the expressions that exist within the SIS. I myself am now part of Universe City, but I no longer believe in the dialectic. Instead, I want to return to the strength of sharing soft, disorderly, weak words. This story is my patch of words, and I share it with you. Please share this as well.